Good morning. Wow, StreamYard changed some stuff around. Hey, Mel. Love you. Oh, is it ever, Mel? Hold on, do you hear that? I cracked the window because it's very nice and breezy, but... Oh my God, it's somebody with a chainsaw. Do you hear that? They saw that I was going live about this. Good morning, Nikki Rev. Nikki Rev, thank you for always sharing me out. I notice, like, you always do that. You're very sweet. You guys... So there's that. I just booted myself. You guys need to go check out Nikki Rev. Good morning, Angela Wett, and I love you, baby love. Morning, Michelle. So yeah, I'm actually gonna address something this morning before I get started. So grab your coffee and all that. I've been on a couple of panels, but I haven't been live in like 2 weeks. It's been nice. I have a lot of downtime right now, a lot of spare time. No life, call it what you want, but I've been trying to relax, but my brain just seems foggy. Been out of touch with reality. What does Nikki Rev ASMR do? Well, actually, she kind of reminds me of they kind of look the same. May and Nikki Rev. Do you know May Noodles, Nikki? You guys kind of could pass as sisters, but she does makeup, she talks, she does all sorts of stuff. She's amazing and she's gorgeous, but she's a taken woman. Okay. Hey, nothing but silicone. 71. Good morning. Good morning, Rosalang. I've been enjoying playing that game with you. Anybody play the game on Messenger? It's called like, hold on. I'm playing it right now with like 6 different people. It's like a friends. It's called The Test. Hey, Amy. Anybody hear that? It's really cool. It has like you answer a question and then your friend has to guess your answer to see how well you know each other. Yeah, I'm playing with Christola. I think I'm playing with Amy, playing with my friend Crystal that I went to school with. She's actually a moderator in here now too. I'm playing with a bunch of people. Oh, and my friend Renee I'm playing with. And no, Crystal, you keep beating me. Yeah, Amy gets them right. Everybody keeps getting the answers right about me, but I'm not doing so well answering about them. Maybe I need to pay attention more. I really do. That test kind of shows you what kind of listener you are, and I need to be a better listener because I do a lot of this. You understand? So anyways, the first thing I'm going to address in this live stream is going to be a little bit serious, but I do need your advice because it was requested by me from somebody who chooses to remain anonymous. And then we'll get into the... Do you hear that? Please tell me you hear that. Someone's after me with a chainsaw. Help me. We'll get into the baby reindeer thing and why I'm talking about it. There's not going to be spoilers because we're not going to be talking about the actual series. I'm going to talk about a situation that I had in 2009 that is pretty darn similar and why I could relate to it. Pretty creepy story / dysfunctional friendship, all of that stuff. So gather around. Gather around. Huh? What are you waiting for?
Green means go. If you don't already know, put your foot on the gas, then go ahead and move your ass. Out my way. Out my way. Green means go. Go, 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 go.
Hey! Ow! Ow! My... Good morning, SL makeup. All right, so somebody had asked me, they walked up to me and they said, okay, I just kind of, they addressed me, okay? And they said, I need your advice and I need your help. And I know like um your friends and the people, that you associate with on YouTube kind of do true crime and stuff like that, right? And she has been in a relationship a really, really, really long time. She lives with the person, the man, uh, and he's been known in the past to injure his lovers. And if anybody can post the domestic violence hotline, please do that. Um, Recently, there's been a situation that happened where it got really serious, and her phone was almost broken. Her nail was broken, and she's concerned that and I don't know why specifically this, and I think because it's happened in the past, but has or is going to plant some sort of drug in her car to frame her. I know this sounds terrible. Hey, brutally Lauren. Um, and she wants to know if there's anything she could do. Like, and I told her, I said, well, I think you really need to like go talk to somebody legally about this before something gets out of hand, because he straight up said he'll call the police and say that she hit him. It's getting to the point of like he's very, very like possessive and abusive and stuff. But if she's going to go elsewhere, he's going to make sure that she is unable to do that. And I believe there's I don't know, maybe possibly biker gang stuff involved, to where if she goes anywhere or something, he'll make sure that the person gets beat up and all sorts of stuff. Go to the nearest women's shelter. Um, yeah, I didn't really know what to tell her, because I mean, I know like resources for the domestic violence hotline and stuff. Good morning, Mia. But I don't really know what to tell her other than like, dude, you need to tell somebody. She even went so far as um, Angela's Clips and Giggles, if you're listening, I let her even borrow my pet camera. And you know what she said? It's too big. She needs something he's not going to be able to see. That's some scary shit. Good morning, Nikki. In another state, women's shelters are all over the place. Yeah, it's kind of like sleeping with the enemy. Morning, Jen. So if you guys have any resources, she literally said, is there any way I can get like dog sniffers for drugs or anything like that? And I was like, are you serious? To see if, because she thinks he's going to plant like cocaine in her car or something like that, to get her in trouble, just simply because she wants out of it. So if anybody has any tips, they don't want to say this in the chat or anything, you can email me. Thank you, Amy, www.thehotline.org. I'm guessing that's the domestic violence hotline. But she definitely needs to get out of that situation. I think she's been in it for about 20 years, if I'm correct. Go to the police station, talk with a detective, document the threats. That's what I said. I said, before anything happens, you need to let them know what's going on so far and what you're afraid of. Morning, Shay. Okay, that's the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Okay, thank you, Amy. Abuse adult survivors of abuse to speak with someone who's trained to help, call the National SA hotline at 1-800-656-HOPE. So you know who, if you're listening, watching, I know I told you, I spur of the moment changed this live stream to today. I was supposed to do it on Sunday, but I did it today instead because I'm a Gemini and I don't like being obligated. So since I was obligated for Sunday, I decided to change it to spur of the moment because that's what I'm better at. And I don't like being told what to do or held to a responsibility of shit. Do you understand me? Domestic violence, you are worth love, safety, and happiness. Get help surviving DV. Yeah, and I didn't even want to message her that I was going live right now because I think he's watching everything. Everything. Isn't that terrifying? Being threatened of, because I do know, because she's told me the past, he did beat the living daylights out of his ex. And he does do shady shit. And his friends help him. I said, well, if he tries to plant drugs in your car, just have him check his phone records to see who he's buying them from, and it'll show he got it. And she goes, he doesn't even have to call. He can fucking get it from the bar. How fucked up do you have to be to want to plant drugs on your significant other just because they want to leave? That's messed up. Okay? Good morning, Lottie. Good morning, Speculation Station. It is Mother's Day weekend, and if my mom is listening, happy Mother's Day. She'll probably make some smart-ass remark and say it out loud just by me saying that. I did consider driving to Kansas to see them, but I don't feel like being stressed out and tense for a whole weekend. And I love you. I hope you have a great Mother's Day. And she's probably cussing me out right now and saying Bible verses, but whatever. So I do love my mom, but she's just she's one of those stubborn Leos. Like, ugh. Good morning, Becca Chu. I love you, Leos, but calm the fuck down and just be peaceful for a second. She's always on the defense. She's probably talking back to me right now. I can hear my mother's voice in my head as I'm saying this. I need to stop because I'm triggering her. We're connected. Sorry, I didn't mean to trigger you. There she goes. And she's off. See, I have like this mother intuition. You're a Leo too? Oh, yeah. And when it comes to no, I'm not going to get into my mother. Look at all the Leos getting offended. Just kidding. No, my mom's very, mama bear Leo, but also a Leo in the best form of like, what about me, Leo? And I'm a what about me Gemini, and we don't clash. We don't blend well. So you're a chill Leo. You're a hippie to cannabis. Oh, yeah. There you go. Michelle, get that cannabis. That marijuana, she's so contagious. How does it feel to be you? She's so contagious. That marijuana. How does it feel to be you? You're a Sagittarius and you never got along with the Cancer very well, Becca Chu. Sagittariuses are very headstrong. So, Geminis, we're really the ones that get along with everyone, but we can also not get along with everyone. Do you get my drift? We can also not get along with everyone. And we will make a point of it. We'll do it just for fun. Okay, Christola. How do you know God has ironic sense of humor when your mom treats you like doo-doo your entire life, then gets dementia, and you are now her caregiver because you promised your dad when he was? Oh, I'm sorry, Jilly Bear. That's a rough situation. I mean, if that ever happened to my mother, of course, I would try to help. But even through not remembering who I was, she would somehow probably find a way to still shame me in some way, shape, or form. Thank you, Rosalang. Rosalang is posting a lot of good information and resources to reach out for self-harm, domestic violence. Let's see what else she put. Sexual assaults, abuse. So in the chat, check those out to who's listening. Hey, Melanie. I was supposed to come back Sunday, but I just decided to pop up this morning because I want to get this live stream out of my system, okay? All right, now how many of you have watched Baby Reindeer? Hit a 1 if you have, hit a 2 if you have not, hit a 3 if you don't don't give a shit. Okay. It was rough 5.5 years of my entire life, but I did learn how to forgive her and understand her a lot better during that time. Yeah, I mean, God works in very mysterious ways, and I hope, it doesn't come down to that with I want to love my mom. I do love her. She's just so stubborn. My dad just follows whatever she does. So, okay, I'm done. I'm going to get a million text messages probably and comments from my mom because she leaves comments sometimes and she's going to talk mad shit, mate. Okay, so there's a mix. You want to watch it. Well, don't worry because I'm not going to be spoiling anything about the show, but I was watching it and I was like, dude, this reminds me. And at first I was like, it reminds me of crazy people on YouTube. And I was like, no, there's like a weird, and it's not, and I think when I put the word stalker in the title of this, I think I need to take that part out because I will say this about baby Reindeer. If you've watched it, it's almost like the guy likes the attention from the girl, from this woman, so he kind of doesn't really stop it. It was uncomfortable, but you made it through breezy. Well, back in 2009, I have a situation with a woman who looks a lot like the heavyset woman in this show. Now, before I get started on this, because this is quite the twisty story, and actually my mom's going to enjoy this because my mom always thought that this woman was drugging me. And you'll see why here shortly. I just want to say that this woman we added each other back on Facebook a few years ago. I just want to say this is to show my dysfunctional behavior just as much as hers and kind of to show just for entertainment purposes what not to do and when trusting people or friendships and stuff. But I do wish this woman well. And I'm not trying to drag you. You know who you are. And if you're in the chat and you know I'm talking about you, because I saw that you liked my post the other day about my YouTube, you're more than welcome to join the panel. Just message me on Messenger because we are friends on there. Okay, so that's my disclaimer. So let me get started. Hey, Foxy in the Boxy. You can't let people back in if they are crazy pants. I know, Becca I need to learn. I need to learn that. Let me get my healing rock before I start this because I don't want to put negative energy into this story. But it is it's fucked up what I went through with this person. Okay. So much like Baby Reindeer, that story and friendship started over a cup of tea at his job. Mine started over a can of green tea at my job. So I used to drive this shuttle through a place called Englewood, Colorado. And it was just a free shuttle that goes around and very small, just for like locals, a lot of elderly people, and it was a very small circle, just taking them into the little downtown area and back. A lot of retirement people from the retirement home over there. But there was an apartment complex that was kind of set up like, I don't know, like they had the outside balconies and like a courtyard in the middle, kind of like the movie Dumb and Dumber, those apartments built like nicer. So this woman and her friend get on my shuttle one day. Very friendly, smiling, and somehow we get to talking and I was dropping them off at Walmart and they're like, "Do you want anything from Walmart?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll take a green tea." They come back, they bring me the green tea and, we talk. And it was a great conversation. They both said, "Oh, I live in these apartments." They both did, but separate apartments. The woman who eventually became my friend said that she had gone through thyroid cancer, and that she recently was getting a divorce from her husband who lives in the same apartment. I know it's like Melrose Place. And that she lived with her mom now in the 1-bedroom apartment, slept on her couch. So I immediately kind of felt, oh, thank you. I wanted a creepy background, Mia. Kind of felt, sorry for this woman. She was very sweet. We got along very well. She's a Leo. And we just got along. Hey, Tarot with Trisha. So the next day, I pull up to the same shuttle stop, and there she is, this time by herself. And when I tell you that this became an everyday thing, all day, she'd be there, she'd get on, she'd sit on my shuttle, literally talk to me my entire shift. And it was kind of nice. You want to know why? Hey, Peach. Because I was in a really dysfunctional relationship where I was sleeping with a man and I was in love with him and he wasn't in love with me. He didn't do relationships. So it's just nice to have someone to talk to and get my mind off things at work. And she was very, very, very sweet and very kind. Um, Over, I don't know, a period of maybe a couple of weeks, I found out a lot of stuff about her from her. She told me that she got over uh, thyroid cancer, but she now had breast cancer. She said her mother, who she lives with, has Alzheimer's, and that because okay, this is what didn't make sense to me. Her mom had an English accent because eventually I meet her mom, and she didn't. Well, apparently, this woman, after, both of us opened up to each other and got comfortable, and literally for 8 hours a day would ride with me all day, every day, which was kind of strange to me. But at the same time, I liked the attention because I was going through a hard time. Everybody's a Leo, I know. So she told me that she was going to get I think it was like $2 or $3 million, that she had um, a fund, or what do they call that when someone passes away? Supposedly, one of her family members in England passed away, and she was getting a part of their estate, I guess is what you call it. And she was going to get a few $1 million. Now, that did not make me like this person any more or less, okay? But I did notice, with the other friend that I had met the first day that she was with, I don't know, I feel like the money thing, yes, estate, Melanie, or trust fund, yeah. I feel like maybe this is how she kept people around, or because she would promise people stuff. And the other friend of hers, I do think, was probably using her. That's what it seemed like. So, anyways, her and I get closer. And, on my weekends or even on nights that I worked, I would start driving her back with me and not dropping her off at home. She would go and we'd hang out at my apartment because she didn't drive. And I lived about 45 minutes away from where she did. And she would stay the night at my house. Now, every single day, this woman started cooking for me, whether it be bringing me lunch at work or at my house. And I was vegan back then, so it was very hard for me to make food for. And she pulled it off every single day. Every single day. We started becoming best friends. We started, just being close. And still, mind you, every day she would ride with me all day, every day, 8 hours a day, all day long. So one time, and this is where one of the big red flags comes into play. We go out to a karaoke bar down the street from my house. We're singing karaoke. Come home, drinking, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So it was like the next day. And she says, I have a gift for you. And I was like, ooh, I'm a Gemini. I love gifts. And this is back in 2009. So we had flip phones. So if somebody gave you a digital camera, that was like a big thing. And she hands me this really nice digital camera, which I've never had one of those before. And she goes, here you go. I wanted to give you this. I've had it for a while and I just, I don't want it anymore and I don't use it and I don't have a charger for it. And so this thing was dead, and it has one of those things where it pops up the picture on the front, right? So you could see what's in there. I wasn't able to turn it on, and I was like, oh shit, dude, I'll totally buy a charger for it, which back then this charger thing to plug it in was like a multi-charger. I think it was like $75 or something. It was a really nice camera. Thank you, Wendy. So I go, drop her off, whatever. And I go to Best Buy and I get this plug charger. I didn't know anything about technology. I get home and I plug this camera in, all excited, like, ooh, I could start filming my first YouTube video, which I still have from like 2009. I plug this camera in, and the first picture that pops up is this really pretty Latino chick. And I'm like, oh, oh, maybe that's one of this woman's friends. I don't know. So I start scrolling. These are all pictures from these girls that were hanging out at the karaoke bar. And there's pictures of them together, pictures of them singing. Girls we did not know, but I do remember them. And I start like shaking. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is she taking pictures of these women at the karaoke bar? She wasn't taking pictures of them. She stole the camera from them. And I'm just like watching this, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what? She wouldn't do that. She's too sweet. Like, she has cancer. No, there's no way. So I never brought this up to her, and I actually never returned the camera to the bar either, because I paid $75 to get the fucking charger. So I'm bad too. But it was creepy. So I don't bring this up to her. I'm like, maybe they left it behind, and I'm making excuses in my head. Now, mind you, at the same time, I'm trying to get in a relationship with this guy that I've only been sleeping with for years, and he was just using me for sex. He did not do relationships. So, I go over to her house a few times because she sleeps on her mom's couch. Now, her mom cleaned apartments in this apartment building when people would move out. That's, I guess, what she got paid for. Fully functional, didn't seem like she had Alzheimer's to me. Now, how do I know it was stolen, Beckachu? Well, because at the karaoke bar, these girls that were there, they're singing. This was all just like, okay, if we're using our phones nowadays, which we do nowadays, back then you would use a camera and they're taking pictures of each other and, singing. We were not hanging out with these women. And so it was their camera because it was from that night, the pictures in there. So anyways, I think she told me her mom had Alzheimer's just in case I would ask questions around her mom or talk about something in front of her mom accidentally. And her mom be like, that's not true. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure that's why she said that, because her mom seemed very, very, very functional and I don't even know if this is actually her real mom at this point because they had completely different accents. Anyways. So I start really getting like deep into depression. And the reason that I think I really kept this friend around is very selfish, and this is where I can relate to the show Baby Reindeer, is because she complimented me, she gave me attention, she cooked for me. No, it wasn't romantic, like, she made me feel good, while this other man that I was in love with made me feel like shit. But I was obsessed with him. I was crazy. So she somehow I remember she's like, do you want me to talk to him for you? I was like, oh my God, yeah. Because I was in my 20s. I was like, yeah, please talk to him. And he was a bouncer at Charlie's. It's a gay bar out here. And so she talks to him and stuff. And we go there and hang out. And I bring him like a Valentine's gift. And she's like, oh, yeah, no, he told me he's really into you and he loves you. And she was telling me the story that he said, like, he just wants to take it slow, but he is in love with me and all this stuff. Right. And that made me feel so good. I was so motivated. Well, next thing you know, he's changing his relationship status on Facebook to in a relationship with this little twink. And then you know what he did? He blocked me. And I was devastated. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I almost said her name. I was like, you said he was in love. She's like, I don't know. By the way, that's not the truth. He was telling her the complete opposite. Did I turn on who? Um, yeah, Mia. It was like back then we just did digital cameras. So, anyways, we go to this bar because I'm like fucking annoyed. We go to this bar on Valentine's Day. Really, is when he did this to me. And do you guys remember the story that I tell you where I was at Charlie's, the gay bar, and I woke up in an ambulance with a tube down my nose, and they found GHB in my system, the date rape drug? Well, her and I went together. And I don't, people are like, did someone buy you a drink? I'm like, yeah, this guy bought us a drink and stuff. And that's who I was with that night. We show up to the bar and I wake up with a tube down my nose in an ambulance because they found me face down in the women's bathroom. And I had GHB in my system, which is the date rape drug. Okay. Now, my mom to this day says, I knew she was drugging you. I'm like, Mom, like that happens to a lot of people. So I'm not by any means putting any blame on this friend of mine, okay? But a lot of weird shit happened. Like I said, she said she had breast cancer, but there was never any doctor's appointments because she was always with me. Never, nothing. But she did carry around a Ziploc bag full of pills that I don't know what they were. Never prescription bottles. It was a bag. So I start getting some red flags and stuff, and I'm still, mind you, I'm going emotionally through this other stuff. And plus, I had a dog named Bella. So my friend, while I was at work or wherever, she was always with my dog. She became like kind of like my housewife, but I'm gay and we didn't have sex or anything, and best friends. But she would cook, she would clean my home, she would all this stuff. She became friends with my family, all this stuff. Well, unfortunately, something really bad happened and I ended up self harming. And I was put in a 5150 and she stayed at my home with my dog and all this, and this was over this man. Did she ever tell me she liked me? No, SL. But you could just kind of sense. Well, I still to this day, I mean, I love this woman, but just wait. This gets really fucking out of hand. So I'm starting to kind of see these red flags, right? And look, I know this woman was trying to cheer me up because of what I was going through, and I really appreciate that. And I feel like I really did use her emotionally because she made me feel good about myself. So when I get out of the 5150, she tells me, she goes, look, you've been going through a hard time. I'm not going to be around forever because, her breast cancer. And she's like, and I'm coming into this money. What if I bought us a huge house? You could have a big portion of it to yourself. You could take time off work for a long time and just focus, on getting mentally better and all this stuff. And I was like, you don't have to do that. I mean, that sounds amazing, but no, I couldn't do that. Hey, Lipstick and Sofrito. So she says, I found a house. Let's go look at it. Because she's coming into the millions of dollars, right? And I was like, okay. So we go and we look at this place and somehow she tells me she had already put money down on it and stuff, which she didn't have a car. I drove her everywhere. It's obvious she liked me. Very possible. So I'm getting excited about this, like, holy shit, life's going to be different. I can put this guy in the past and move on and heal and even take time off work now because financially, she's offering all this and for us to live together and me to have a whole portion of this huge house. And she's even getting my dad to plan like building this deck, asking him, could you build this deck in the backyard and all this shit, right? So then one day she says, I want to go look at trucks. Because I've always wanted a truck. I want to buy us matching brand new trucks. So she gets my dad, who has a good friend at the car dealership, to go and basically reserve these trucks, right? So it was a big red flag when we test drive them and we sit down with my dad's friend. He's like, okay, when can you put down the down payment? or just she's going to pay them off when you're going to have the money so I could give you the trucks. Oh, I should have it by next week. And I'm thinking, this woman's been telling me, and at this point we had been friends for quite a while. Like, she's getting this millions of dollars like for quite a while now, and she still doesn't have it. And she's making excuses. Oh, there was a problem with the process and blah 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 blah. So my dad and my mom start getting annoyed. And that's really what kind of pushed me to see red flags, because sometimes I kind of look over them and like, dude, he can't save these trucks forever. What the fuck's going on? So I start kind of pushing her, and she's like, oh, I don't know. And then she starts like ignoring me a little bit. Which was weird, when I dropped her off at her house. Anyways, cut to one night we are at my house, and I just kind of like, everything in my head is clicking. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So I address her about this. I'm like, you're not lying, are you, to like try to make me feel better or anything like that just because I'm depressed? And she says she doesn't want to talk about it because her sister, who lived in England, just unalived herself. And I'm like, oh my God, how come you didn't tell me? I'm so sorry. Kind of like emotional manipulation, And I remember very clearly, we're sitting in my apartment, and during this emotional manipulation, like, something in me, call it my intuition, was just like, I call bullshit. And I straight up said to her, I'm like, I think you're lying about everything. That camera was stolen. Um, all this stuff. Like, you have breast cancer, but you've never had an appointment. You still have all your hair. I don't see you taking like nothing, everything. And I'm like, and your mom is perfectly fine. And I think that was just an excuse, saying her mom had dementia in case I brought something up to her mom. So and I'm like, and the fact that you lied to me about this guy saying he's in love when it was the complete opposite, almost like playing with my emotions. And she said, and I said, I want to talk to your mom. I want to call your mom. And she says, you can't. She's in England for my sister's funeral. And I'm like, you're not in England for a funeral. And at this point, I'm getting furious. I'm like, because I didn't have her mom's number in my phone. I needed her phone to call her mom. This gets really intense. And this part is like a movie, Mia, because it gets like physical. So I'm staring at her phone on the table, and I'm looking at it. And like, the only answer to my questions right now is if I grab her phone, run to the restroom with it, lock myself in there, and call her mother. Kind of like Cher from Clueless. I'm calling your mother. So I'm confronting her with this, and she's, being soft and no, and don't call my mom. She's going through this. I'm like, fuck it, dude. If I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I grab her phone. I jump over the arm of the couch and run into the bathroom. Now, listen, this woman was probably about 350, 400 pounds. Okay. But the way she charged after me and the rage in her voice, give me my phone! Like crazy. She lost her mind, and she's pounding on the bathroom door, and I'm like shaking, going through her flip phone. I'm like, okay, I need to, what would it be under? Mom, mother, mom. Found it. I dial her mom on her flip phone while she's pounding on the door, so I could like barely hear, and I'm waiting for her to break the door open so I can't get it out and ask her mom. Her mom answers, and I say, hey, I'm not going to say her name. Hey, are you in England right now? And she very gently, to the point where I could barely hear her over, sorry, lipstick and sofrito, barely hear her mother because she's screaming, pounding this door behind me. No? Oh, really? Because so-and-so said you're in England for your daughter's funeral. Now, mind you, this is when Facebook was kind of starting out. No posts about a funeral, no posts about any of that. Why would I be in England? No? What? Click. I opened the door and she is raging, like her hair. And I remember saying to her, I'm taking you home and I never want to speak to you ever again. This woman did not have cancer. This woman's mom did not. None of everything that was ever said. She was not getting money. None of this. Everything was a lie. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I can't fault her because the lies that she told me made me feel better. Does that make sense? Like they uplifted me. They gave me hope. They gave me inspiration. But the fact that it's so sad that she had to lie in order to like get close to people, it didn't make sense to me. I'll tell you, 71. Hey, Scotty. So if you're listening, the woman, you know who you are. Let me see if she's messaged me on Messenger. I did use her emotionally looking back because I was younger. I was going through a hard time. The guy I was seeing made me feel like shit about myself. And this woman made me feel really good. And we laughed a lot. This is like season 2 of Baby Reindeer. Yeah, that's why I need to, like, you get it how, like, stalker, not so much. I need to change that word. Clinger, I guess. She was a con girl. Yes. And I am going to tell you something that you guys are going to be like, and I don't want to make a joke out of this if it's true, but I mean, after my experience of what I told you, you could only imagine. We never, okay, remember I told you she lived so far away? The drive to her house was probably like 40, 45 minutes. We didn't say one single word on that drive for me dropping her back off at her house for the very last time. Mind you, this is a woman we never shut up. We always were talking, laughing, all of this. Dead silence. And she got out and closed the door, and I felt sad. Like I missed her because I knew that by her being gone, I truly had to stand emotionally by myself because that relationship that I had with that one guy was fucked up. Like, I should have realized he was just using me for sex and all that. And then I continued having sex with him a couple years after that too. Because I'm a whore. Okay? So we removed each other, from Facebook and all that. And it was actually a couple of years ago that now, mind you, you're going to say, why would you do that? And this is why it reminds me of Baby Reindeer, because you think the guy's going to get away from the crazy woman, and then he keeps her closer. He needs her. I saw her pop up on... Actually, no, I did not. That's a lie. I searched her out on Facebook, and I found her, and I hit friend request. And she's on my friends list right now. And I noticed it's not there anymore because I just scrolled through her pictures, but she said she's in a wheelchair. Don't know. I don't know the facts behind that, but right now she just posted a picture of her with oxygen on her nose, which is brand new. And that is her profile picture. I'm not going to tell you her name. Now you guys are going to scroll through my fucking friends list until you find a woman with oxygen on her nose. And I hope that if she is going through a hard time, I hope she's okay. And I do love her, but it was a shitty experience. Yeah, Melanie, Baby Reindeer it's not your normal like stalker story. It's the guy uses the stalker just as much, and he plays games with her. But yeah, I think that's really everything I had to say about the story. It was an interesting relationship. And I missed being friends with her because we had fun, and she really was like, look, she was like a mom to me if you think about it. She cooked for me, she cleaned, she comforted me, she listened to me cry. She was there for me in my emergencies, in my 5150, when I got date raped at the bar, all sorts of stuff. And all of the lies and everything that she said to me, no matter what her intention was, they all made me feel like everything was going to be okay. And there was plenty of times where I saw red flags, and just like the camera, where I'm like, oh my God, she totally stole this camera from these people. I could have stopped the friendship right there, and I did not. I kept going and going and going. Now, I looked through her profile pictures yesterday. She still has the picture I took from when I was driving the shuttle. I turned around and I took a picture of her riding my shuttle. But all the pictures of me and her, I think she took down. Never ignore red flags. Yeah, because, and then I look back and I'm like, I wonder if her marriage thing was even real, because she made up this, well, I don't want to say she made it up, but she said her husband cheated on her with this woman and all this stuff, and he lived in the same apartment complex, and it was just like all of these stories when it simply was. And look, if you're listening to this woman, like, you're amazing just as you are, and you don't need all this elaborate stories or sympathy or sicknesses or anything. Like, I genuinely loved her. She was fun to be around. Had the most contagious laugh. Like, she's fun. And all of that, it was not needed. And I feel like we wasted a lot of time on her storytelling. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Nikki. So was it creepy? Yeah. I mean, it was creepy opening. One of the main things was opening that camera and seeing the girls that were at the bar that we didn't even know. It was their fucking camera that she gifted me. And this big story behind it, completely made up. You walk in some random times, Bish, and you're gonna in my kitchen, you're gonna have to rewind. So yeah, that's why I related to Baby Reindeer. It was not the creepy aspect. It was not like the stalker aspect. That's why I really need to change that name in the title, because it's really bugging me now. But the fact that the guy who felt like this woman was stalking or whatever, he enjoyed it. He almost baited her. He played with her. He used her emotionally in some ways. And that's what I feel like I did to this woman. And I don't know if she ever, like you guys said, it sounds like she romantically liked you. And I could normally tell when a girl does that. And yeah, I could see that. I think to her, I was like a husband. Maybe I was the replacement for her husband who cheated on her. And maybe that's why it worked. And she gave me everything that the guy in my relationship didn't, except for sex. But he was giving me sex. That's all he wanted. So we helped each other in those ways. We replaced that for each other and provided that. But unfortunately, she did it with a lot of emotional manipulation and lies. And listen, this is going to sound terrible, and you're going to be like, but I think she's a really good person. She just goes way the fuck out of her way to lie about shit to get people to stick around. I can't stand people who think when they're stalked, it's cool and funny. Wait till you wake up and they're standing over you, watching you sleep. It's not funny then. Bishan in my kitchen, I've actually had that happen. When I was a freshman in high school, my mom I've told this story a million times. My mom let a homeless 18-year-old move in with us, and thought it was a good idea for him to share a room with me with twin beds. And I would tell her, he stares at me at nighttime. He's mean. He would. I remember in the dark, we didn't fucking have phones back then. He would be sitting up staring at me. And he said he was kicked out of his house because he turned 18. That's not correct. He actually was kicked out of his house. Well, actually, he was on like the run basically because he was doing stuff to younger people in the neighborhood, and they were trying to catch him. And come to find out, like, my parents kick him out eventually. This is the fast story. And then the cops come knocking at our door a few months later because he murdered the man that he lived with, shot him right in the back of the fucking head. So yeah, I know exactly what it's like to wake up to a murderer staring at you in your sleep. Absolutely. Oh Jesus, that's scary. Bishing in my kitchen. So yeah, that's that. That's my stuff. I hope that if she listened to this, she doesn't think that I was being really mean. D, I'm just gonna say D. I'm sorry, D, if you heard this and you, because I still to this day love you. But if you guys watch Baby Reindeer, you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll see the parallels as far as him keeping her around and stuff. And D, if you're listening, I'm sorry if I used you emotionally or anything like that too. We need to pick better people to hang out with. Well, yeah. And that's why when I see people online and they're doing shit without their face and they try to scare you and stuff, I'm like, bitch, I literally have slept next to a killer. Okay? I know a lot of fucking crazy people. Matter of fact, I have been the crazy person a number of times that people probably tell stories about me out there about. That's true. Did you say hi to him in the night? No. It gave me like a eerie feeling. He would call the guy who killed the other guy, he would call my parents sir and ma'am, but as soon as they would leave, his whole demeanor would change, and he was so fucking mean to me. And I know it sounds petty, but he stole my Halloween candy, and I had trick-or-treated all fucking night, a huge bag, and I was telling my parents he stole it. I know he stole it. They're like, Robert, he did not. You probably just... When he moved out, they found my Halloween candy. He hid it. And that's like the most intense part of the story. No, the most intense part of the story is that he tied a man's hands at the back of his behind his back. I don't know if he blindfolded him. I think he just tied his hands, shot him at the back of a head in the head with his own gun, and lit his house on fire on accident, and took off driving to Texas. And when he got pulled over for speeding, he admitted to everything, and the cops were like, "What are you talking about?" He said, okay, I did it. I took this. I did that. I shot him, but I did not light his house on fire. I guess a cigarette did that on accident. Well, next time, don't be in such a hurry after you kill someone, huh? Jesus. It's a fire hazard. Okay, Melanie. Just think bad people move on from your life, but they go and find new victims. That's unfortunate because I would wish that people would do like better, you lived with an evil devil incarnate for 10 years. Yeah, I'd love to hear some of your stories. But yeah, if you guys have not watched Baby Reindeer, yeah, I binged it within like less than 24 hours. It was really good. And that's how I relate to it. Again, I'm not saying, oh, poor me, because it's not. I kept this woman around and emotionally manipulated her just as much by allowing her, even though I knew they were lies, by allowing her to continue because she made me feel good about myself. She always told me how good looking I was, how funny, just complimented me all the time. And I used her for that. I kept her around. Isn't that fucked up? I just saw your live with Melissa. I didn't know you knew her. Melissa. My live with Melissa. Which Melissa? When did I do a live with a Melissa? What's it? I'm trying to think of who that is. Which, on my channel? Some people do use them red flags as blindfolds. That would be me. That would be me using it as a blindfold. People can and will stalk you for years. I've had a few stalkers over. Yeah, I'm drinking coffee right now. No, Wendy, I've actually been very lazy and very tired the last couple of weeks and just kind of out of touch with reality. I've gone through a lot of stuff outside of YouTube. So, hey, Becky Gray. Molly? Oh, Marissa? Are you talking about Marissa, not Melissa? As in Molly Golightly? She just asked me to do a review of her court case with Melissa Schumann. And she sent me the video. Do you guys remember that? The girl from the girl group Dream took Molly to court for a restraining order, but she lost. Yes. Yeah, you can watch it on Netflix. Somebody else told me they actually watched it on, it's called like Popcorn or something. Once they start stalking you, they never stop. You have issues with yours for 12 years. Well, and you know what? Thank you, SL. Thank you, SL. Yes, Marissa. Yeah, Molly Golightly actually started my YouTube channel. That was the first friend I met on here, and she, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have a channel. End of story, drunken hories. Your time together sounds like a little holiday from the normal. We need to give ourselves positive chances. Hey, beard freak. Are you talking about the time that I had with my friend D? Yeah, like every moment with her was so fun. And she always laughed at my jokes. She always, like, you know, she just made me feel good about myself. And she is a good person. She is very nurturing and loving. I just wish that it didn't come along with like the lies. Because that was very disappointing. Because like when it slapped me in the face, I'm like, God, all these things that I believe are not true. And then it also made me start doubting myself. I'm like, what? Okay, she lied about all of this. She says I'm funny. She says I'm pretty. She says I'm good enough that I could move on from this guy. So that's not true either. So I started, you know, it was harmful to myself too. Because then you think every single compliment, everything she made you feel good was not true. And back then I did rely on what other people thought about me of what I thought about myself. I was weak. And that's why I needed people like her to lift me up. Nowadays, fuck that shit, dude. I fell in love with myself between my 20s and now. Oh, fuck you. Anybody tries to hurt my self-esteem, I will fucking stick my dick in your mouth. And I will penetrate it. And I will hump. Just for entertainment purposes. And I'll even do it to myself. If I could stick my own in my mouth, I would fucking do that. And I would do myself all motherfucking day long. All motherfucking day long. I fucking take days. I fucking take weeks off just to fucking do that shit. I would. I would have sex with me. If I would have a clone, if there was a clone of me, I'd do him. I'd top and I'd bottom. I don't give a fuck. Well, fuck. Feel me? And then Wendy says you're very wise when it comes to self-protection. I would not use protection with myself if I did myself. Always use a condom, guys. Sounds like the Mean Girls movie. That skirt is so cute, turns around to a friend that's fucking hideous. Exactly. And that's exactly how YouTube is. It's like a movie of Mean Girls. Because, you know, gossip, Gretchen Wieners. We should all just totally just stab Caesar. That's a good movie. Overlook red flags and then gets fucked anyway. You know what's fucked up? You want to know the most fucked up part about it, probably? If this woman asked me, now I'm assuming she probably doesn't have a car or drive because, you know, the wheelchair thing or what, I don't know. If she asked me tomorrow, do you want to go to lunch? Do you want to pick me up and go to lunch? I would go pick her up and I would go to lunch. Isn't that fucked up? Now, nowadays, it would be different than what it was before. It wouldn't be to feed my emotions, my ego, or any of that. It would just be out of curiosity to see where she is in the world right now and if she's changed. Or, like, because I'm just morbid like that. I would. Hell, I might even ask her out to lunch myself. Is that fucked up? Now, she's probably going to watch this at some point because it is so weird. Okay. She never likes any of my posts on Facebook. Nothing. As soon as I posted, because I posted the title of this live stream a couple of weeks ago. And then I put like my YouTube progress. I said, thanks for the support. And I showed how I did last month on YouTube. It said like, you've got this many views or this many new subscribers. she liked that post. She never. So I think when she saw that I put a title saying 2009, my experience, baby reindeer, she probably automatically was like, that's me. Because my year 2009 was full of, that's all we did. Her and I all year long together hung out. So she knows. So if you're watching, D, I love you still. I just wanted to share that story because I relate, and I hope you guys watch Baby Reindeer if you haven't, because it is excellent. It shows the emotional aspect from both sides and how games are played when people say they're being stalked, but really they're kind of egging on the situation and stuff. And I did that with this friend. Do I think she would have killed me? No, I think if I wouldn't have given her phone back that day, she would have killed me. You watched it and it's fucked up. Yeah. Let's all wave hello to her. Should I call her? You guys want me to call her on Messenger? Okay, hold on. Hit a 1 if you want me to call her. Hit a 2 if you don't. Should I call her? Yes. Hit a 1 for yes, 2 for no. Ah, fuck. I don't do red flags. You're a terrible influence. No enabling says 1. You fucking liar. You need to change your screen name, you piece of shit. Hey, Jackson Black. You guys, I'm calling her. I'm so scared. You don't want to know why I'm scared? It's because what if she's watching this right now and she's going to answer back? Don't invite that back into your life. But you guys know me. Like, I think that maybe if she hears this story, then she'll hear my experience from a rational point of view and maybe she'll change. But I needed to change too. Fuck it, I'm calling her. I'm calling her! Ah! If you don't hit the call button right now, Robbie, you'll never do it. So just fucking call her. Listen. I put stalker in this, and look who's stalking who. I'm fucking stalking her. I'm calling her. Oh my God, hold on. She just made a post 5 hours ago that says, friends are like stars. You can't always see them, but they are there. Aww. You guys, I'm shaking. I'm scared. Angie says I tried. Angie's like, I'm fucking with the Gemini. You know what? It's not even worth it. I'm calling. I'm doing it. Ah! Ah! She's not answering. It's on Messenger, by the way. She's probably watching and doesn't want to come on. There's no voice message. Should I leave her here? I'll leave her a voice message on Messenger. Watch, she probably removed me as friends on Facebook. I do love you if you're listening. All right. Hold on. D, this is Robbie, and I just want to let you know, I don't know if you've... Okay, first of all, I need to change my title, but I saw that you watched my YouTube channel. Anyways, I'm live right now, and I don't know if you've seen the show Baby Reindeer, and I'm shaking. I'm shaking. But it reminded me of our relationship because, like, the guy thinks she's crazy, you know, and you're going to probably not listen to this. I don't know. I'm rambling because I'm really nervous leaving this. But I put in the title, like, I basically told the story of our friendship and how we met and how things got out of hand and, you know, lots of different things that went on. And I was saying, I'm embarrassing myself. I'm going to just, will you call me back? Bye. This is why I fucking have issues in my life. Now shut up. I don't want to delete it. And I'll be able to see when she sees my voice message too. Oh my God! Her picture just popped up. She just saw it. Oh God, please don't hurt me. God, please. Oh God, please don't hurt me. She's listening to my voice message. Her picture popped up. I'm scared. God, please let good things happen in life. And I hope this woman's doing okay. And I hope that you don't make me the dizziness stop because God, I feel dizzy now. I don't know if it's the caffeine or the anxiety or the show that I watched or whatever it is or the fear, but I'm shaking and I feel like I'm going to pass out right now. And I'm scared that she's not just going to call me back ever again. Thank you, Jackson Black. She's not responding. She's still not responding. Oh my God, what did I sound like? Hold on. Probably sound like a fool. This is Robbie, and I just want to let you know, I don't know if you've... Okay, first of all, I need to change my title, but I saw that you watched my YouTube channel. Anyways, I'm live right now, and I don't know if you've seen the show Baby Reindeer, and I'm shaking. I'm shaking. But it reminded me of our relationship because, like, the guy thinks she's crazy, you know, and you're going to probably not listen to this. I don't know. I'm rambling because I'm really nervous leaving this. She is listening. But I put in the title, like, I basically told the story of our friendship and how we met and how things got out of hand and, you know, lots of different things that went on. And I was saying, I'm embarrassing myself. I'm going to just, will you call me back? Bye. Fuck, I mean, might as well call everybody that broke my heart too. Shit. I do feel like crawling in a hole, but she's not responding. I need to change the title of this live stream. Hold on a minute. That could be offensive to some people. I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna say my baby reindeer experience. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay. You think I scared her? She's going to be doing a live stream on me now and be like, bitch, now I'm starting a channel. Let me tell you my fucking baby reindeer experience with this little fairy. Okay. This bitch cried all the time about the guy he was sleeping with. He's not in love with me. Being a little fucking bitch, goes to a fucking bar when he could have went home with this hot guy. Instead, he wakes up in a fucking ambulance when he could have had his legs over his head because he can't fucking hold his own fucking beers and he can't hold his fucking liquor like a pussy. And then he sits there and has me take care of his fucking dog, cook for him and all this fucking bullshit while I'm going through a hard enough fucking time myself with my cancer and all this other fucking bullshit. I'm over here pampering this little fucking piece of shit. Fuck him. And I was going to buy him a truck and a house and everything. He's a piece of shit. Let me tell you something. I just blocked him on Facebook because I was sitting here, minded my own fucking business when he calls me a fucking stalker. And he tries to call me and then leaves a fucking crazy ass message that I don't even fucking understand because he's just sitting there fucking blah, 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 blah. Fuck him. He's crazy. That's going to be her live stream. Oh my God. She just tried to... Oh my God. Oh my God, she just responded. Oh God. She said, blank, I'm assuming is her husband or something, got out of work at 3 a.m., so I'm still in the bedroom. I watched the show that you're talking about. Wait, does she mean this one, or is she talking about the show Baby Reindeer? D, do you want to take a link? You can come up and explain your side of our and say how emotionally manipulated I was. I mean, you deserve your say too. Listen, D, if you're listening and you want to call in, you just hit this link in the chat. Okay. Why do I do silly, crazy stuff that gives me anxiety, but I almost enjoy it? But I don't. It's like danger gives me a rush of some sort, but I just can't fucking stop doing it, but I get terrified from it at the same time. The other night I had a dream that a fucking nuclear bomb went off in my area and I chased it. Even though it killed me, I was still alive. I was like, this is so weird that I'm still not dead yet. I'm gonna see where it's going. And I chased a nuclear bomb in my dream. That kind of really tells my life story, doesn't it? She's talking about the Netflix show. That's what I figured. Yeah. She's typing. She's typing. Diane, please don't hate me, okay? I was just telling my side of what we went through. I still have that camera, by the way. I still have that digital camera. You guys want to see the first video that I ever posted? She said, wait, you're saying you did a YouTube video and talked about everything that happened with us? I'm live now. I didn't. You can call in. Okay. Do you talk out loud to yourself? All the fucking time. Moody Mary says you can't be left alone, as I'm basically messaging the person I'm talking about. The one of you singing in a white shirt. Yeah, hold on. Let me show you this is the camera that was bought. Well, not bought. The karaoke bar camera. Hold on. I gotta search in the other screen. God, I am my own problems, huh? Fucking Geminis. Fucking Gemini. Now hold on. I think she's mad. I think she's mad at me. I can't believe I did that. Feels good though. I hope we can make amends. Hold on, I said. Okay. Oh, here we go. All right, you guys ready for this? Now this is one of the first thing. This is the first thing I ever filmed on this camera that I got. Now this is after her and I stopped being friends, unfortunately. So I was sad and I wanted to make myself happy. And Robbie, you watched Martha? Yeah, Bubsy. Yeah, yes. I watched it like 2 weeks ago. I thought you were saying you watched the actual Martha on a interview when you were messaging me. That's why I was like, wait, what? What show was she on? But you were talking about the actual show. You're going back and forth between cracking up and being worried for my safety. No, I mean, we love each other. You know, friends go through things, weird things, deep tales are told, white lies are told. I'm in deep hell to come. Wow, way to motivate me, guys. Holy fuck. But D, if you're listening, you can take a link and call in and say how terrible I was if you want to. It's fine. I have no problem with it. I don't want you to hate me. I don't want you to be mad. Please. What sign is D? She's a Leo. She's a Leo. All right, so this is the first video I ever recorded with the digital camera that was gifted to me. And the first video I ever put on YouTube ever in my life, ever. And it's the Pickle Monster story. So I'm going to take a break from talking for a minute. yes, lock your doors, enjoy this video. And then you can criticize me on how much hair I've lost and how much I've changed, or how much I haven't. Whatever. I did used to double dip every single day in the tanning beds, if you can't notice. So.
Okay, I normally don't tell this story as good as my cousin Mindy, but I'm going to give it a try because I know I kind of put her through some hell, so I'm going to try and make her laugh. So I'll just go ahead and tell you. It's kind of a scary story, so turn on the lights because you're going to need it. Okay? There was once a girl named Sue, and Sue loved pickles. I mean, she loved them. And one day she walked up to her refrigerator and she opened the door and she goes, ah! She starts screaming. She's like, what the hell? Bro? She's Mexican, by the way. She's like, oh, fool, I'll jack someone up. They took my fucking pickles, but I'll fuck somebody up. And she's like, Mom. And her mom's like, what? Her mom's smoking pot in the other room. And she's like, we're out of pickles. And her mom's like, you know, we keep pickles in the basement. So she's like, oh, okay. So she starts walking down to the basement. Doom, doom, doom. She gets down to the third step, and she sees a pickle monster, and his nails are this long. And he goes, little girl, do you want to see what I can do with my nails? And she goes, no, fuck no, bro. Fuck that shit. I ain't going to fuck around with that fucking shit. Fucking fuck that. And she runs up the stairs, and she slams the door, and she's like, Mom, there's a fucking pickle monster in the basement. And her mom's like, you just got a mustache again, didn't you, fool? I'm about to fuck you up. You got a mustache. So her mom goes downstairs, goes to the bottom of the stairs, goes to the refrigerator, doesn't see no pickle monster, gets Sue some pickles and comes back upstairs. Well, later on, Sue decides to smoke a joint, and she gets the munchies. So she's like, no, fuck that pickle monster fool. I'm fucking stoned. I'm about to go downstairs and get me some pickles. So she goes down, and this time, doom, 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 doom. There's more steps than that. But I don't have time. And she gets down to like the sixth step, and this time she sees the monster, and this time his nails are this long. And he goes, little girl, you want to see what I can do with my nails? And she's like, oh, fuck no, bro. She runs upstairs, gets her mom again. Her mom goes downstairs, doesn't see nothing. So her mom sends her to bed with some pickles. She's like, just go to bed, fool. Call you in the morning when it's time to wake up. So Sue smokes the bowl before she goes to bed because she's a pothead, okay? And she wakes up in the middle of the night hungry. And so what does she do? Goes to the fridge, there's no pickles. So this time she goes to the cellar and she gets to the bottom step and she sees the monster again. She runs up the stairs and slams the door and runs to her bedroom. She throws the covers over her head and she hears boom, 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 boom. She hears her bedroom door creak open. And this time she pulls the covers from over her head and she's out of breath and she's like, and she looks in her doorway and she sees the monster and there he is. And this time his nails are this long. And she goes, just show me what you could do with your nails. Just kill me, stab me, show me what you could do. And he walks closer to her and he goes, so that's the story. And I'm sticking to it, okay? It's a true story, so get over it.
That, hold on. That, that was back in 2009. So that is about 15 years old. Oh, look at this. Hold on. Let's see what this is. I'm not going to play this whole video, but this is one of my karaoke. Let's see. I was so tiny. God, I got fat and pale. Why am I fat and pale now? Why am I fat and pale? I got to get my shit together.
I can't
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. You guys want to see something funny? Okay. Literally, this is like before smartphones and shit. And I had to, I was trying to learn to play the piano and sing at the same time, which for me, playing the piano is fucking hard anyways. So I thought I was all cool making this video, but I actually fuck up. Hold on. Hold on. You ready?
I'm a fucking dreamer. So fucking done with playing the song tonight. I've been practicing all night. Fuck this.
Wow. Well. Oh my God, Crystal! Dude, this is like my old channel. This is my this is like when me and Mexi used to make music. I wrote this song, but this song sucks. Yesterday was so wonderful. I really did try, but I don't want to try today. Just not the day before last. I gotta live out this long day and dump the trash left in the bag. Good morning, yeah, this I'm going to show you one more thing. Wow, we're going down memory lane, eh? Wow. Wow. Whereas, okay, this one really sucks because I remember I just learned it. Hold on. This one sucks real bad. Okay, here we go. Look at that keyboard, how ghetto. I think that was charged by batteries, not even plug-in. God, I'm ghetto.
Been the longest winter without you. I didn't know where to turn to. See, somehow I can't forget you. After all that we've been through, going, coming, thought I heard a knock, who said no one, thinking that I deserved it. Don't realize that I really didn't know. You didn't notice, you ain't ever think quickly. I'm learning to love again. All that I know is I will be okay. Oh, I thought I could live without you. It's gonna hurt when it heals too. Oh yeah, it'll all get better in time. Even though I really love you, gonna smile cause I deserve to. Oh yeah, it'll all get better in time. Couldn't turn on the TV, oh no, without something that'll remind me. Oh, wasn't all that easy. Oh, put aside a feeling. If I'm dreaming, I don't wanna let it hurt my feelings. And that's the path I believe in, and I know that time will heal it. You didn't notice, you may never think with me. I'm learning to love again. All that I know is I will be okay. Yeah, I thought I couldn't live without you. It's gonna hurt when it heals too.
Sing from your diaphragm, Robbie.
It'll all get better in time. Even though I really love you, gonna smile 'cause I deserve to. Oh yeah, it'll all get better in time. Since it's no more you or me, it's time I let you go so I can be for real and live my life how it should be. No matter how hard it is, I'll be fine without you. Yes, I will. I thought I couldn't live without you. Gonna hurt when it heals too. Oh yeah, it'll.
I can't listen to that. I'm not gonna live without you. Hey, replay. So there's that. Okay? Fuck. So now you get to see me pale and chubby. Okay? I need to start working out again. Don't fucking judge me. I'm going to be 42 years old in exactly 16 days from today. Your voice has changed over time, not good or bad, just different. Yeah. I've learned what not to do. Sing. Plus, I mean, I cannot play the piano. I can't. I literally was practicing probably all day when I was playing that. I don't have patience to do that. I like producing my own music, but that's different because you could put different instruments and beats in together and stuff like that. And you don't have to perform it live while you're playing those instruments. I would rather just do that. Oh, thank you, Jackson Black. I was pretty screechy in those videos, but I do appreciate it. Okay, question. So there's that. There's yeah, I'm not going to show any more of those videos because some of them are kind of embarrassing. Okay, don't try so hard. Well, I'm not really trying at all anymore. I'm like I said, I'm pale and chubby. Okay, I need to start walking. I need to start running. I need to stop vaping. I have new testosterone supplements coming in the mail today. My penis is big. We all know that. We do know that. Oh my God, I'm scared to see because she was typing, I'm scared to see what she said. Oh my God, she sent me 5 messages. I'm scared to read them. Please don't be mad at me. Please don't be mad. She said, are you on YouTube Live? Yes, you can call in if you want. Hold on, I'm giving her a link. Oh God. If you're listening, Dee, I love you. I just wanted to tell a story for entertainment, but I want you to tell your side too, okay, baby? Enjoy your 40s. Yeah, I do enjoy my 40s. Something about, I don't know, I feel like melancholy? Is that what it's called? Melancholy? Melancholy? Oh, I love you. Melanie, you're always sweet. I feel lazy. Okay, so you saw like how hot my body was back then, right? I would go to the gym, or back then I would work out at home with 8-minute abs. Melancholy, like a 1980s 8-minute abs, and I would like do cardio to Britney Spears and shit. I was a little bit too skinny back then. I tanned a lot, and I did it so I could like have sex with people. Like I was never to feel good about myself, or I did it so I'd be hot, so I could have more sex. So I think the older I get, and since I'm married, I don't really have, like, I don't want to go and do that. So it's like, I'm not motivated to get hot for sex, but I should be for my husband. So if you want to be pretty, you want to get into shape, you got to be a whore. Look at all you in shape whores. That's the truth. Because there's 2 things that motivate me: jealousy and lust. And that's why I'm fat. Hey, all things serious. So if you didn't learn anything from this live stream, just know that. Okay? Everything's starting to sag. We're getting closer to our long, agonizing march towards death. So you might as well just enjoy your time while you're here. And if you are ugly, just do drugs. You'll look pretty eventually. I'm just kidding. Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. If you're sleeping with somebody who's not good looking, just drink a lot until they are good looking. Just don't drive. If you can't get an erection, take Viagra. That's it. Okay? Please. God, I should give advice. They must be good at what they do. Lots of water. Yeah. The wrinkles come either way, so who gives a shit? I live in the driest, fucking closest state to the sun. I'm gonna prune up like a fucking raisin on a Sunday summer afternoon. Along with my dick. Just kidding. I don't think that'll ever shrivel. It's pretty big. Does sometimes when it's cold a little bit. But it's a big one. I have a big one anyway. I'm nice. I like my penis a lot. It's pretty cool. We're pretty good friends. Some people can do unusual sexual tricks. It's another thing. How come? Isn't it weird how we change over time? Like my interests have changed. I'm actually interested in the world and history and learning and stuff. Like those videos that you saw in the time frame I'm talking about, like in 2009, all I cared about was getting pounded. And that's the truth. Everywhere I went, I focused on how many people can I get to turn their heads to look at me. And if I didn't get enough heads to turn, then I wasn't working hard enough. Nowadays, you turn your fucking head in the supermarket at me or not, and I don't give two motherfucking shits. Maybe I always prayed that I wouldn't care what people thought about me, and now that I don't, I'm ugly. I think when we stop caring, we become ugly and out of shape. I need to start caring about judgments people say about me again, but then that'll put me in a bad headspace, and then I'll need to be in a dysfunctional friendship again to make myself feel better about myself. But what a beautiful dream. I do overthink, Wendy. I'm a Gemini. I should play that video before I go, explaining. No, 71, I'm not ugly, but you know when you know, like you've hit a point in your life where you're like, yeah, that's going downhill. I could see it. That's just the beginning stages. Where am I going to look like in 10 years? What am I going to feel like in 10 years? Hell, is somebody going to get annoyed with me from not shutting my mouth and just kill me before then? Who knows? No! You have a cute wee bum. You're just older, not ugly. Well, you know how you compare yourselves to your old self? I'd be able to go to the gym, go to work, or work out nonstop, go out all night with my friends, get up and do the same fucking thing next day, same amount of energy. I barely take a fucking allergy pill before I go to sleep, sometimes half. And I don't want to fucking get out of bed or open my eyes in the fucking morning. I don't want to fucking move. And all I'm thinking all fucking day long as I'm going throughout my day is, God, I can't fucking wait to go to sleep. And some days I don't even fucking go to bed when I'm exhausted. You know what I do? I fucking drink alcohol until I'm fucking dead, fucking tired so I could sleep. And then my husband moves out of bed because I snore so loud. Thank you for listening to me. Fuck. Am I having a midlife crisis right in front of your face? Probably. Who cares, right? We're all going to get laughed at some point in our lives. I mean, look at Carrie. She got revenge in the long run when they said they're all going to laugh at you, and then she hurt them with her telekinesis. Yeah, I snore really bad. Really bad. Let's see if D responded. I hope she doesn't take this live stream the wrong way. She's watching it from the beginning. Don't do that. Ah! It's happening. It's happening. My duck alarm clock's going off. Oh, God. Don't take it the wrong way. I was just explaining the emotional aspect of dysfunction. Oh, God. I'm glad you guys get to experience this embarrassment with me. I'm not embarrassed. This is my point of view. I'm not fucking embarrassed. I'm not fucking embarrassed. Sometimes, though, that's the fucked up thing about YouTube, you know? That's why my mom hates me. Because I'll talk about things I went through in my childhood or just vent to people and takes it so personal and says that I'm an ungrateful, fucking spoiled little brat piece of shit. She doesn't say piece of shit, but she makes me feel like one. She calls me ungrateful and says I'm going to burn in hell forever because Jesus isn't number one, when really he is. But her version of Jesus is not my number one. And since I don't believe in my mom's version of Jesus, she condemns me to a miserable life in hell. And every time she sees something bad or somebody attacking me on YouTube, she says it's my fault. Thank you for listening to me vent. I feel like I'm in a therapy session at this point. God knows what would have happened if I wouldn't got this out of my system today, huh? You had a boyfriend who snored, you couldn't fucking stand it. When animals snore, it's cute. Aw. You're biased towards animal snores. It's her opinion, not fact. Yeah, my mom's an interesting character. Hey, Elliot. It's so weird. And you know what's... I am going to say this. There's people on YouTube that will be like, your own family doesn't even talk to you. Bitch, if I did a whole stream on my family, but I've considered it, but I was never taught communication skills growing up. I wasn't. I was around a lot of arguments, a lot of dysfunction. And you know how people always say, you're always wanting peace, peace, peace. Let me tell you how tiny little save Robbie was as a kid, okay? When you witness adults that are raising you and you realize when you're 5 that what they're arguing about can be easily fixed, I've always tried to be a peacemaker. And I will say this, when I was younger, I wished my parents would get a divorce. They're still together to this day. Love you, Mom and Dad. But I did, because I didn't see sense in wasting time in dysfunction. I was smart enough to know that even as a kid. And then anytime you speak up, that's why sometimes I have a hard time speaking up, because I would just fucking get like yelled at if you go against the grain or anything like that. And all I ever wanted was people to get along. And they just make things so complicated. That's why I finally fucking snapped, because I've been putting up with that shit my whole fucking life. Yeah, I have hoodie in my merch. I have really cool pants now too that say Save Robbie on the side. You sometimes don't realize the truth about your family until you're older. You don't realize we're horrifically abused until later. Yeah, and like I don't want to throw my family under the bus, and I don't want to go into detail, but how come, like, because I've mentioned things before and my parents don't even talk to me right now and they'll send me a message. How dare you say this or that? It's like, what do you mean, how dare me vent about how I was raised? I've kept it in my whole life. I haven't been able to communicate about it. If I talk about it, I'm complaining. I'm a spoiled brat. And I will say, we were spoiled with materialistic stuff, but that does not make up for emotional stuff that's lacking. It doesn't. And I love my parents, but they're just... Mm-mm. 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 And I consider driving to Kansas for Mother's Day. my luck, I'd hit an elk on the way there. How dare they tell you what you're allowed to say publicly when you're in your 40s? Yeah, and talking about it makes me feel better. Mostly like if I try to explain something to my husband about the way I was raised or something. I'm not talking shit about my parents. But people wonder why I'm a certain way. You know, why is Robbie so snappy? Why does he always want peace? Why does he do this? And why is he emotional? Well, because I had to teach myself how to communicate. And I really didn't start doing that until probably my early 30s, maybe even late 30s, actually, is when I truly started losing social anxiety around people. Because I always like being the center of attention, but only for like, you know, performing or being on stage, stuff like that. But when it came to emotional stuff or getting close to people or strangers, that's still uncomfortable to me. I'm not a touchy-feely person. I won't say who, but an adult when I was younger was crying, and I went up to her and tried to hug her and comfort her when I witnessed them arguing. And she pushed me off and said, "Get away from me." So I have a hard time comforting people physically, hugging, touching, because I just wasn't raised like that. You're not crazy. You just wanted validation. Sounds like you and your mom's relationship. You were distant and she called you crazy. Oh, I'm sorry. May your mother rest in peace. You can be the center of attention here whenever you like. Yeah. And I just like to vent about things sometimes. It's because of how you were raised. I'm the same way. When you deal with that crap as a child, it messes you up. Yeah. And hey, that's why it even kind of, you know, messes with my marriage sometimes too, because I'm not a touchy feely cuddly. I'm not open to, I don't like cheesy stuff. I don't use, like my husband calls me babe. I don't use nicknames. I feel like the word babe is recycled as far as me using it. I don't think I should recycle it with people because it, you know, is specific to somebody else. So I just call people by their first name. I'm not a big cuddler. I'm kind of emotionally closed off. I'm not really romantic. I'm fucked up. I'm fucked. But there's reasons for that. I didn't witness a lot of stuff like that. And I definitely was not. I mean, I would have to speak up for.
Blake, when the fuck did I ever tell you and Carla that you couldn't go to somebody else?
It's my perplex cutie alarm clock. I think I won't go into detail of what I was just going to say, but I was the voice for certain elders growing up when they wouldn't complain in restaurants and stuff like that. It was very awkward for me as a kid to be like, hey, I don't know why the adult's not telling you, but I'm supposed to come up here and complain. And I'm like 5. No, that was Laura, perplex cutie. Angie has a memory, mommy issues for sure. Your mom died when you were 7, found your biological family a few years ago. Mom wants nothing to do with you, but also you leech to older women for the mom role. I'm really sorry, Angie. I didn't know that about you. I'm sorry. But I get that, you know, and that's what I did with my friend Diane, like, which is someone I also knew, you know. Thank you, SL makeup. Now I feel awkward and I probably have to go here in a minute. It's really good because you remember people's pain. That is awkward being the parent. Hope you're doing good, Beck Del Real. And that's why, you know, my whole life I just, you know, I feel emotionally detached, or a lot of people think, like, if you know, if I like you or I love you, the way that I show my love is through humor and joking. And a lot of times, like even in past relationships, that's been misrepresented as like I make a mockery of the relationship or I don't take things seriously. But I'm very uncomfortable having serious conversations, especially if there's easy fixes. I'm uncomfortable being in the role of like a cheesy romantic. I don't like that. Oh no. I guess maybe I need therapy. I'm multidimensional. Well, thank you for that. 71 says it's hard when you don't have parents, even if they are present as you're a child. People don't get why you have to turn into an adult so young and can't relate to who you are as a person. Yeah. And I was always provided for financially and stuff like that. But I also had to witness very public arguments about finances that I feel should have been kept private. I mean, we're talking like even arguing in front of neighbors and get-togethers, parties, in front of everyone. Like there was never a fight that was just an argument privately. It always had to be a big show, a big explosion. And that could be why I snap and I explode on people. Because the apple doesn't fall far. And yeah, there was always a big, let's just say, for example, let's say someone borrowed a movie from you, but they didn't return it. Instead of being like, hey, like you have this movie, the way I was raised, I would witness it being like, bitch, blah, 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 blah. There was never like a calm approach, I feel. Unless there was alcohol involved. And then there's Happy Town. That's all I'm going to say. All I'll say is this. When I was walking home from school when I was younger, I'd be excited if I heard country music playing all the way from down the street. And we lived in the middle of the block because I knew there would be alcohol and happiness and good time. If it was silent, I knew it was going to be like a hungover, grumpy day, and I wouldn't get excited to go home. For entertainment purposes only. Yeah, Kimberly, you missed an hour. My friend is watching the beginning of this. You explode because you hold it all in. I used to do the same thing. My advice is if it's bothering you the way you tend to explode, think things through before you do. You're absolutely correct. That's why I've been like taking a break from live streaming and stuff, because I was getting to the point of snapping and I don't want to do that. Oh, and I wanted to say to tattoos. I know we had reached out to each other privately, but I am sorry for sharing your messages, and especially one that had your phone number on it. I am sorry for that. And thank you for being an adult and just talking to me. And I think a lot more people, we need to do that. I think that I need to not address something unless, like, what's the point of addressing something if there's going to be no resolution offered on either side, So I need to be more careful the way that I respond to things, who I respond to. If nobody wants a resolution and they just want to fight, there's really no point in responding, because you're just going to add flames to the fire. And I don't want to do that. And I have been the bad person a lot of times, and I've allowed my anger to get the best of me, and that's not okay. So if I've hurt any of you through my anger or hurting, in any way, shape, or form, I am sorry. And I do work on that. That's why I had to remove myself from live streaming for a little bit, just to recenter. And I'm still not centered. I'm way fucking off center all the time. I can't even get my fucking shit together about my own relationship with my mother. I can't even fucking get my shit together about fucking messaging my friend D instead of telling a story on YouTube about it first and not even warning her first that I was going to do it. I'm a fucking mess. You have a problem with exploding even when you didn't hold it in. You've gotten a little bit better. Yeah, no, I do. And like, even with Morbid, the mean things that I said to him on his panel, or showing my penis and all sorts of stuff. Like, I'm not a good person when I'm mad, and that's not okay. When I get to the boiling point of like saying fuck it and just being a dick, that's not okay for me to do. That's not okay for any of us to do. So I don't want people to think that like I make excuses like, oh, I was just drinking that day, or I was just mad, or I've raised like this. Like there's still, those may be reasons or contribute, but I still have a brain and I make choices for myself. So it doesn't matter how drunk I've ever been and cussing people out, I still know what's coming out of my mouth. It's just the fact that at the time I don't care. And that's the problem that needs to be fixed. I need to care about other people's feelings when I'm angry. I need to feel responsible in the way I address things and say things, no matter how much I don't like the person. Your mom was clearly a narcissist too, drinking, drug abuse. However, she had one screwed up mom herself, I found out, which made her a controlling psycho. Yeah, I've witnessed the relationships, with my parents and their parents. So yeah, there's that. Hey Jerry D, I hope you're doing good. So any questions? Any comments? Hold on. She messaged me. Oh my God, she said another message. She said she's listening from the beginning. I'm scared. Please don't hate me. She said, kind of making me look like a stalker. I was going through a lot. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. This actually feels, even though it's hard knowing that this woman is watching it because I fucking sent it to her, the woman I talked about at the beginning of this, it feels good because I feel like this will, like I've never explained that to her. We just never spoke again and then added each other on Facebook. So I think this is a healthy way of being like, look, dude, like that was 15 years ago. Maybe we're changed people. I know I am. I'm a fucking pale blob who just runs his mouth on the internet nonstop because it's free therapy. Finding love sometimes is hard to find and we take a wrong turn. Love and peace. Aw, love to you. I think everybody changes. Like in the movie Bridesmaid. I think people change all the time. No, I think we grow, but we pretty much stay the same. No, I don't think that. Yeah, no, I do. Remember when they're having that argument? So, no, I'm right. You're wrong. So. Yeah, and that's what I don't want to happen. Like, I don't like wasting time arguing. I don't care who it is, even my parents. And my mom has used that, or people have said that, well, one day she's going to pass and you're going to feel bad. Okay, well, why don't people just stop being jerks and live for right now? That's why when peace is offered to you, and we see it all the time on here, if peace is offered to you, you take it. It may be hard sometimes. You may have to swallow your pride and get over a little bit of anger first, and then eventually you should take people up on their offer. For me, most of the time, it's instantaneous. Some people, I need a little bit of time to think about what I'm going to say in that piece, conversation, or, but I should start doing that before I get angry, thinking before I speak. If you don't have a good mother, give your pets extra love. Amen to that, Wendy. Sometimes you can't relate to your parents even in older years, especially when they don't stop why you started disliking them to begin with. Yeah, plus different generations, different rules, different terms, all that shit, You will never take it with your sister. She was cruel to me my entire life, and I will not allow the toxicity back in. My family sucks, and I'll tell you why. Hey, Lycan. And I'm not going to point the blame in any area, my parents are, but obviously, you are what you queef. And I was queefed out along with many other siblings, and none of us talk to each other. We've all gotten in some sort of argument, and I've tried to reach out to my brother. I've tried to reach out to my brother, who is now a sister by surgical surgical vagina. stuff. Okay? I've tried reaching out to my biological sister who has a physical vagina hole. A real, like an actual birthed hole inside of her pussy hole. My brother, my parents, my nieces, all of these bitches, they just fucking, they don't even respond. Say, hey, I'm just reaching out to see if you're doing okay. You don't get a fuck you and nothing. They just sit there on their pussy holes the whole time. Silent. And I'm tired of it. Get off your pussy holes and make peace today. And your dicks. Or whatever dicks thrown in the trash. I don't give a fuck. You chopped it off. I don't care who you are. It's not about gender anyways. Or genitalia. It's about the heart. And all you lustful people, the way to get to your heart is through your genitals, and you should be ashamed of yourselves. You should also give me your phone number. I'm just kidding. I'm married. So, your awareness is commendable. You're always working towards bettering yourself. It's a great example to set for others. Be proud of yourself. Thank you. I appreciate that. Because when people talk about me, they're like, he thinks he's so perfect. No. I never said that. I'm a fucking asshole. I'm an imperfect, shitty person. I'm aware of that. What I said was I'm hot. But just because even though I'm a pale blob, I'm still fucking hot. That doesn't mean I'm a perfect person. I'm a hot person who just so happens to have lots of fucked up issues. And I am not perfect. Except when I'm naked. When I'm naked and I shut my mouth, oh yeah, I look good. But I'm not perfect. Okay? My dick, that's perfect. Hold on, there's a train. Jesus Christ. You can relate? Yeah. We're hot. We're hot. And we're hot. You don't have to like our attitudes. But I can't stand that. Listen, most people that I have seen make videos or talk poorly about me on here, they all say this. Hold on a minute. The train is coming. Every time I unmute, it comes back. But they all say the same thing. They say, Robbie will never take accountability. Robbie he always wants to fight with people. How many times have I gotten in arguments for doing the complete opposite? How many times have I said, I'm sorry? Yes, I was an asshole. I'm sorry. People ignore the fuck out of that. There's people, Granny's watching, who I've emailed. I just heard her talking. I think it was yesterday. Drama Divides was playing, and she said, or have you ever been accused of snorting cocaine off your so-and-so's ass? I've said sorry publicly for that because I was being an asshole, and I've also said sorry to her through email multiple times. Those are always overlooked. So that's why, like, I can't continue talking about situations when the other person's not going to make a effort to, like, you don't have to be friends with people, but acknowledging peace and moving on, like, for your own good is always a good idea, or for both of you. And peace always benefits both parties. It takes anxiety out of people's lives. It takes anger away. So I don't see why people deny that. It doesn't make sense to me. I understand taking time to calm down. But during that time, like, don't make things worse and keep talking about those people. It's just shitty. But I will always own up to being an asshole. I am an asshole. I'll probably make mistakes today. I'll probably intentionally push somebody down an escalator today, allegedly, just for fun, because of all the anger I have inside. But I'm working on it, is my point. At least I'm adult enough to recognize that. But you get my drift. Yeah, we can all be assholes. Melanie, all of us. And I'm not making excuses and saying it's okay. Oh, I was mad, so I'm allowed. No, I'm not. But do you see what happens when people don't take you up on peace and they poke and they poke? And I think a lot of people know that I can get to boiling point, so they intentionally get me there so they could clip it. I don't know. Anyways, hold on. Oh yeah, Papa like. Okay. Love you, Iris. Iris, do you want to come see me? Poking too many bears. Hey, anybody want to contribute to paying for Iris's train ticket or plane ticket to come see me? I'm not working currently, so it's like I have all this time and I said, come see me. But, you know. Anyways, anybody have any questions, any comments? I wonder how far along. I really feel like I don't want to hurt her feelings. I just wanted to tell my story because I relate to the baby reindeer, but the stalker thing, she's not a stalker, but oh, she said it's okay. I understand that's how you felt. I love you. I do love you, D. Where's your cat? Our cat's, I closed the door in this room. We keep it closed because my hamster's in here. So you know how we live in, like, it's a brand new house. We've lived here since August of last year, but it's brand new. So, I mean, you get used to the smell of your house, you know, but since we keep the door closed, like every time I open the door to this room, it smells like new paint, new carpet, like brand new, because we don't use it a lot except just for streaming. So it's like you could smell the brand newness of the house in this room. I like it. Isn't that fun? Not cool. Now shut up. Not you, Wendy, by the way. Okay. But I do gotta go. I think I got enough out of my system for today. Is that a real train? Yes, Lottie. I have the window open in here. We live in the middle of like nowhere, and well, not nowhere, but we live in a very small town. And I did just want to say this because there were lots of people digging into my family and stuff like that. And since we do live in a small town, I spoke to our sheriff and just gave him a heads up of things that people are doing and saying and like harassing me for as far as my family. So just so you guys know, they are aware of that situation. Okay. Just for our own protection, because nobody should be doing that. People are crazy. Okay. You may not like me, but you know, we could just like keep it here and, you know, either work it out or fuck off. I don't know. That's not where you pictured me living. Well, we moved out of the city last year, like in August, and my husband found this new little neighborhood that's being built, and we were the third house, because they're still building the houses here. We're the third house to move into. So when we moved in here, it was so creepy and cool because like all of the other houses were halfway built. The doors were open. It's all dark inside. Some had lights on in them. So being in this neighborhood that's like growing bigger, but only 3 houses occupied, the rest are all creepy. I'd go walk around in some of them in the nightfall. It was scary. It's cool seeing the neighborhood, like people moving in, and it's all brand new, you know, everything. It's interesting. Oh, thank you, Lottie. But yeah, for the price, I mean, it's still pretty expensive actually, but it's quiet out here. Jobs are kind of off and on out here. So that's kind of the shitty part. We're far away from everything, but you know, we make it. We make it. So there's that. Have I mentioned I have a big penis? Anyways, guys, let's hope it's not an Indian burial ground. I do sense weird stuff once in a while, and it is a brand new home. I do sense weird stuff once in a while here. But so far, not like anything insanely creepy, I don't think. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, it is a beautiful home. We're not allowed to have real grass, so we had to pay like, I think it was like $1,500 to have just an art, because we don't have a huge front yard, to have artificial turf put out there for our dog. And then we had to pay extra to have like the chicken wiring around the fence because HOA. So anyways, guys, I gotta go. Actually kind of have to poop. Hey, I'm gonna be 42. There's no telling when I'm gonna poop or not. So I do have to poop. I'm drinking coffee, and I really like to take the opportunity when I feel like I have to poop to do it, because I have IBS, and like if I miss the opportunity, it goes away and then I get clogged. So, any questions? You love my psychic side? Yeah, I'm gonna have to come on and do some readings. I have a lot of time on my hands right now, so I'm gonna start this week. I am physically starting to go shoot the movie that I'm filming. The true crime whodunit mystery movie. So hopefully I could finish it. I don't know. There's a lot of people involved. We just have to all film our parts and stuff. And a lot of it's going to be true crime style panels, lots of, twists, turns, red herrings, all that shit. So, but I am going to change one thing, I think, with it. I think I'm not going to focus so much on like jump scares and stuff. Especially with the style it's going to be filmed. I think more just like the mystery is what I'm going to focus on. I think I was too focused on like, how do I make this part scary rather than how do I make it more interesting? Will it have seasons? No, it's just, I'm going to film. And then I was also focusing on the length. I'm like, I want it to be the size of, I think I'm not going to focus on the length. It's either going to be a short film or a, I don't know how long it's going to end up, but I'm not going to focus on that. I'm just going to focus on the really good ideas and the really good story that I have in my head and the really good ending and the plot twist and that, and just getting it out in its best form. And it's going to be really good the way it's in my head. And I hope that people are surprised and have fun watching it. And when it's finished, I'm going to do it as a premiere on my channel. A few shorts. No, it's going to be one setting. I do have ideas if people enjoy it, as far as a second one, but I haven't even finished the first one, so I don't want to go that far. But I do have a story to coincide with the first one to go to the second one. So you guys got to watch it, period. So, all right, guys, this community is good for you. There's drama, but you also have friends. That is true. Guest appearance to make us excited. Well, I asked Molly Golightly to be in it. And there's some other people that I've asked to be in it. I know Lokamai is going to be in it. Thea, I believe, as far as I know, we still have to talk, has a part in it. And yeah, it's going to be fun. So there's that. I got to go or I'm going to miss my bell movement. Goodbye.
Huh? What are you waiting for? Green means go. If you don't already know, put your foot on the gas, then go ahead and move your ass out my way, out my way. Green means go. Go, 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 go.